Hey everyone, welcome to Will's Treasures. If it's the first time that you're here and you're into collecting coins, stacking silver, or pouring precious metals, you're in the right place. So welcome, consider hitting the subscribe button and checking out my other videos. I have well over 100 videos. I'm sure you'll find something that's entertaining. But today we're going to talk about wheat pennies. I purchased some wheat pennies. I also got this little half roll, and these are Canadian pennies. And I also have a roll of random silver dimes. So we're going to look through these today. We're going to check for any key dates, maybe some errors, something like that. Sit back, relax, and let's get to looking at some pennies. You know I love my wheat pennies. So I have my scope set up. I'm going to flip you up here so you can see what I'm looking at. And let's get started. We got a 1939S. Can you see that clearly? I hope so. Let me move that light. There we go. 1939S. There we go. Very nice. Love the S mint marks. 1921. All right, 21's a good year. And I'm gonna have my red book here also. So if we think there's something cool to look up, we will look it up and get a red book price. And that 1921 in G4 condition is listed for 50 cents in the red book. 1948S with a big chunk out of it. Common date, button S mint mark. 1929S, not bad. That's another 50-cent coin according to the red book. 42D, very common date. You'll notice the 42Ds, they have 206,698,000 mintage. So, very common date. 1942D, see, there you go, there's another one. 1950D. 49S. Always keep the S mint marks. They carry a little bit of a value to them, you know, depending on the date. That's 25-cent coin. 41S. Let's see, 41S, 15-cent coin. 44D, very common. 28D, I like finding them in the 20s. 28D in G4 condition, 75 cents. This looks a little beat up, can't see the wheats. Still a nice coin to add to the collection. 28S. 28S is dollar coin in G4 condition. And the 28S also has a large and small mint mark variety. Okay, and if you look at this one here, I'm going to bring you up a little closer to it. This looks like the small mint mark. Otherwise, this S would be a lot larger. So, very cool coin. Nice, nice variety. And we got a 1926. That's 20-cent coin. 47D, common date. 37. That's pretty common also. Oh, this one you can hardly read. 19, I'm going to guess that's a 1919. I don't know if you can. Yeah, looks like a 1919. It could be a D, 1919 D. Let's see if we can shift it around a little bit. See if we can get a little better. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 1919 D. And what is that? That is 50-cent coin, but in this condition, I wouldn't go that high with it. It's pretty worn. 1939, common. Nice to see some 20s and 30s. 46S. Another S mint mark. 46S. Yeah, 15-cent coin. Let's the 46S also has a variety. It has a 1946S over D, which I don't see that there. Clearly looks like an S. Doesn't look like there's anything else going on with that. So we're just going to call it a 1946S. If you had the S over D, you're looking at a $30 plus coin. 1920. Pretty beat up. $48S. A $30S. All right. Pretty happy that we're getting a lot of S mint marks here. This looks, 1917. I was going to say this one looks pretty slick. 1917, 30-cent coin, G4 condition. Good to find some teens. Liking the variety of this roll so far. 1950S. Not bad. 1936, very common. But you know what? What was that? That was the 36. Okay. The 36 also has a variety, a double die obverse. And not seeing anything here. The wheats are pretty good on this one. All right. Moving on. 1927D. In G4 condition, that's $1.25. This got some damage to it. It's got some wear, but a nice coin, a little harder to find, so I'll take it. 1936S. Who else collects their Wheaties? So we're going to look for the double die on the 36S. Yeah, I don't see any doubling. And we got a 34. 1934. Good looking coin. 45S, pretty common. I love searching through Wheaties. 1934D. Looks like this was on the road. Got some deep scratches on this one. Sorry about that. $1949D. Yeah, I love getting rolls of Wheaties and searching through them. Got a good deal on these. And I trust the person that I bought them from, 1947S. That he was selling what he was telling me he was selling. 1927S. Nice. 1927S. And that's a $1.50 coin in G4 condition. And this is pretty beat up again, but also a harder to find date. So I'll take that. 1935, very common. $1923. Not bad, not bad. Too bad it wasn't a 22. 1942, common date. 1930. Look on the back of this one. Good looking coin. 1930. 1941, common. 1916. Nice date right there. So 1916, not a bad looking coin. Still see a lot of details. Good deal. Good deal. So we had some nice wheat pennies there. And we're going to go through this little quarter roll or half roll. It looks like more like a quarter roll of Canadian pennies. I was told that they're all different dates. So we're going to check this out and see what we got here. So we got a 1948 KG, Canada, 1 cent. And we'll flip her over. And we got King George. So, 1948. And this is a 1941. 1 cent. Same thing, King George, 1941. $19.50. These Canadian pennies are cool because the dates are just so big on them. Very easy to read. 1942. Now, I don't know if there's any varieties or errors. 1952 on these. I'm going to have to look into it a little more. But I'm happy to get these nice early Canadian pennies, 1943. I'll have to do a little more research on them. Or if any of my Canadian friends know, 1946. If there's any varieties I should be looking for in these earlier dates, 1949. 1940. I'd be very curious to know, 1946, if I'm missing something here. So put it down in the comments if there's something I should be looking for. 1947. There was something different on that one. Okay, 1939. You see, I'm going to point it out here. We have this 1939, and there's nothing right here. But we'll go back to the coin we just looked at. 1947. It looks like it has a star right there. I'm going to hold that one off to the side and see if any of these other ones Yeah. Wait, okay, let's go back. 47, and it has a star. I think that's a star. And then we'll go to this one. 47, and there's no star. So there's something different going on right there. Maybe we can get them side to side and we can get a better look. Let's see here. Huh. Can we do it? Move it down just a little bit. There's the star. And I doubt we're going to be able to see them both in the same shot. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, you can see the 47 has a star there, and this 47 has nothing. So, definitely something to look into. 44, no star. 38, no star. 45, 51. So that was cool. Definitely cool looking at those Canadian pennies. I'm not sure exactly what that star means, but we'll find out. We'll definitely find out. So we're gonna get into this roll of dimes now, and this is a random roll of dimes. Not sure what we're going to be getting, but we got a whole roll of silver dimes here. It looks like we got some Mercuries. So we're gonna go through them and see what we come up with. Pretty exciting. Got some Mercury, got some Roosevelts. We got a 1944. There's the Rosie, 1951. You know what? We got to check for the mint marks too. 51S. Let's check for the mint mark on the Mercury. Okay, we got a D mint mark. That was a 44D. We got a 42. Any mint mark? No mint mark on that. So we're going to put the Mercs and the Rosies in different piles. There's a 43. No mint mark. So 43Ds or 43s. 191 million minted. VF20, $3 coin. 1955 Rosie. D mint mark. 1960 Rosie. D mint mark. Well, we got some silver going here. Another Rosie. 61. D mint mark. There's another mark. 40. 40D. What do we got for the 40D? Is 21 million minted. F12 275. 1937 Merc with no mint mark. So far pretty common dates. 44. Winged Liberty, they call it also. Merc Dime or the Winged Liberty. Which name do you like better? 1939. D. 1939 D. $1943 D. I love the design on the on the Merc Dimes. 1950 Rosie S. 1950 S. Another Rosie. 1958. No mint mark. 1942 S. 1942 S. And that has a mintage of 49 million. 1941 S. 41S. You know, that also, where'd that one go? Yeah, 1941S also has a variety. So the 41S has a large and small mint mark, and this one actually looks to be the large mint mark, if you can see it. See all the room it takes up there. 1941S. Here's one, looks a little older, 1917. See if we can get a mint mark on this. No mint mark. So, but the 1917, 55 million minted. It's $3 dime in G4 condition. 1942 D. 1942 D. Pretty common. That's a $2.75 coin, but 1942D also had a 42/41 on the date, and not seeing it there. The 42 is crystal clear, but always something to look for. 1962 D. 1956. No mint mark. There's another mark. 1937. 1937D. And 14 million. 1923. That could be, for some reason that's sticking out in my head. 1923. And cannot see any mint mark. I know, yeah, the 23, the reason why it stuck out in my head is there's counterfeits of the 23 going around. There was no 23D. So if you ever find a Merc Dime that's 1923D, it's counterfeit. 1940 Merc with an S mint mark. 1940S. They minted a lot, 131,833,000. G4 condition is 50 cents. They also did a proof 1916, and never seen one. Very rare, and that's worth about $1,100, the proof one. But regular 1916, 50 cents in G4 condition. 40S. 45D. 44, very common. 1919. This is a common date also. Even though it's an early one, it's still a pretty common date. They minted almost 400 million of these. But it's also pretty cool that you can have a penny that's over 100 years old in your collection. 1929D. 29D. 75, 29D. 40 cent. 40 cent coin in G4 condition. Not a bad coin at all. This is an older one, 1917D. Not bad. 1917D, 90-cent coin in G4 condition, which this is pretty slicked out. I mean, you can still see everything, but pretty worn. 1927, pretty common. 1918, another one over 100 years old. But they also minted a lot of them, almost 300 million. 1946, 40s are very common. 35D. Look on the back of that one. Still a good looking coin. 41D, common. There's one that's 1914. Nice teen right there. And the 1914, they minted 75 million, 75-cent coin in G4 condition. This is pretty worn, but you can still clearly see the date, 1914. Somebody may want this to fill a hole in the album. And now we're going to go into roll number 2. See what we got here. Another full roll of Wheaties. 1949, common. 50, common. 49S, keep the S mint marks. 49D, common. 1924. 24 is an earlier year. And they minted 75 million of them. G4 condition, it's a 20-cent coin. 1935S. 35S. 15-cent coin. $36D. Pretty common. Oh, there's one that's a little slicked out. We got a 19, looks like a 26. That looks like a 26 to you? I think that's a 26. $19.26. 20-cent coin. But that was hard to read. 44, super common. 45, another super common one. 1920S, another 100-year-old coin. That's a 50-cent coin. 46 million minted. Pretty cool. 1950S, another S mint mark. We got here 1921, 50-cent coin, 39 million minted. Back of that, good looking coin. 1950, 1923S. 1923S in G4 condition. This is a little harder coin to find. You're looking at a $5 coin, 23S. That's 8,700,000 were minted. So, you know, it's a little beat up. You're having a hard time reading Liberty. You can see "In God We Trust." But you can clearly see the 1923S. Liberty, "In God We Trust." Let's look at the back of the coin. 1 cent. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. That's a nice find right there for this roll. 1923S G4 $5 coin. $1938 common. 1925. Back of that one. Pretty common coin. 1937 S. A lot of S mint marks. Love finding the S mint marks. 1940 D. Common date. 1928. 1942. 41S. 1929D. Look at the back of that one. Good coin. 38S. 53D. Pretty damn happy with the variety of these two rolls. 1928. 28S. This is G4 condition. This is a dollar coin. Still has healthy amount of detail on this. I like that. It also has that variety, the large and small mint mark variety. And oh, I believe that's a larger mint mark. I need to go back and find that other 1928S and compare them. 1930D. And you'll clearly see the difference. 1929S. 50-cent coin G4. Still see all the wheats and the lines. Very nice coin. 1929. 44S. Common. This one looks a little toasty. 1941. Common. 58D. Common. 26D. 26D, 28 million, G4, it's $1.35. Not too bad on the back. 41D, common. 44S, good looking coin. 48D. 37, common. 47, that's a common one. 25D, dollar coin, 22 million, minted, dollar coin in G4 condition. Not bad. Getting some better than average selection of coins here. 1925D, same thing, dollar coin. Let's look at the back of that one. All right. 1940 common. 25S, and that's a dollar coin. 26 million minted, G4 condition. So overall, we got a few more to go. I think I did rather well with these couple rolls here. May be able to upgrade a couple in my album. 1927D. And that's what it's all about. 27D is $1.25 coin, G4 condition. 24. It's one of the more common ones. 42D. 3 left. Now we'll move on to the dimes. 58D. Good looking coin. 46D. And the last wheat penny here, 24S. 24S, 11,696,000 minted. In G4, it's a $2 coin. Another Merc here, 1941. D, 1941D. Here's a Rosie, 61. No mint mark. Another Rosie, 58. 58D. Here's a 54. No mint mark. $39 Merc. No mint mark. Now I'm not really going over too many of the prices for the Roosevelts, because I mean there are some that are worth a little bit more money. You have like the 50S, the 51S, and we haven't come across any S mint marks yet, so I'm not really, you know, on the average. All the other ones are, you know, $2.50 to $3. 1957 D. So 57, no mint mark. But I definitely like putting them up on the scope. 51. By putting them up on the scope, you can easily see the dates, 45, and easily identify the mint marks. So 45S, common date. Here's a 55, a 55S. This $2 coin, EF40. 1945. This one's a little beat up. 45D. Where's the Rosie? 59. No mint mark. Getting down there. Got about 10 more to go. 62. That's common date. 59. From Denver. 52, no mint mark. 51. Sorry about that. 51D. There's another Merc. 44, common date. S. 44S. And 49 million minted. 1950 D. 53 S. 53S common. 60 common. 54. Another 54. 56. Another Merc. 41. No mint mark. Two more Mercs to go. 43. 43S. So 43S, 60 million minted. 1940. No mint mark. So there's our two piles, the Jeffersons and the Mercs. That was fun looking through them. Definitely pretty cool. Happy with the selection of them. So I hope you enjoyed that coin roll hunt with me. Definitely had some cool dates for the Wheaties. And we had the Canadian pennies over here. Jefferson's, Mercs. Pretty cool hunt. Thank you guys. I appreciate you being here today. This is Will from Will's Treasures, and I'll see you on the next video.